Hello, my name is Melinda, and I'm joined here by Sam and Rachel and Eaton. And we're here with the City of Eugene River House Outdoor Center. And we are here to tell you, no matter what activity you're doing in the wilderness, that want you to keep you safe. And so next time you're on your adventure, we want to present some of these key items so that you can have a pleasurable outdoor experience. First of all, plan ahead. We cannot stress this enough. We really want to stress, please plan ahead. Always inform someone back home where you're going, when you're leaving, and when you plan on returning. We actually want to say that it doesn't matter who you tell, but just leave them a trip plan. And we do have some examples of those trip plans for you. I would like to share my story, and this was back before we had smartphones, and a friend of mine and our two dogs went on a canoeing trip out in the Deschutes wilderness. And I set up camp, and it was around 2 o'clock, and I decided, I'm gonna walk around this cove with Eaton. I did not inform my friend or anyone that I was leaving, and I just had my camera with me because I was just planning on walking around the cove and just coming back in like 20 minutes just to take a photo of my campsite from another perspective. Then the next thing I know, I'm unable to identify where I am. There's no trails out there, and I can't find any landscape points like Bachelor Mountain or South Sisters or anything. So I started walking and realizing I'm lost. Had I had a compass or a map with me, I would have been back, but within probably 20 minutes. But instead, I got back 8 hours later. Another thing, I did not have any water with me. Another thing I really honestly wish I had was my first aid kit. I had bushwhacked the heck out of through the forest, and I was cut up really bad. So had I had just some simple first aid supplies, that would have been awesome. If you do have a medical need or device, make sure that goes into your first aid kit too. What else I like to have in my first aid kit is some emergency shelter. And with this, like if you need to have something to keep you warm at night, this is a good item to have. Since I had Eaton with me, it's really important for you to take your poop bags. And we really want to stress, leave no trace, and that includes your dog. So please pick up after your animals and take these along with you.
Hi, I'm Sam, and I'm going to talk about a couple more key items to have with you when you head outside. So my story takes place in Yosemite. My friends and I went on what was supposed to be a short day climb, but we ended up summiting Mount Tenaya just in time to watch the sun go below the horizon. So what was to be a 3-hour descent ended up becoming a 9-hour descent because none of us had thought to bring headlamps. So a key item to always have with you, even if you don't plan on staying overnight, is to bring illumination. With your headlamp, always remember to also bring extra batteries. I like to bring a solar-powered battery charger. That way, my headlamp, and especially my phone, will always have power. Phone is another key essential item because you need to have a way to communicate in case you get into trouble. You need to have help. Another key item to always have with you is sun protection. I have dark hair, so I tend to always just bring a visor. But if you have fair skin or fair hair, a smart choice would always bring a hat that covers the top of your head as well. Another item is to always have sunglasses. Especially if you're going to be around snow, water, or in high altitude, good UV protection is going to be essential for protecting your eyes. Also, if you can get pairs that wrap around the sides, it helps to keep the sun from coming in. So one last item I like to bring with me, since I don't bring sunscreen, I don't use sunscreen, but I will always bring a sun shirt, a long-sleeved, really thin, light shirt. That way you can have the sun protection. And the nice thing about these shirts is if you're out in the sun and it's getting hot, you can dunk them in the water, put it on, and be protected and stay cool at the same time.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm going to talk to you about having insulation. nutrition, and a repair kit when you go out on the trail. Alright, so one day I went out hiking with my friend. We were going up a peak. I had all my layers, but I'd taken one off, wrapped around my waist. And I really wasn't thinking about it because, most parts of the trail were still pretty clear, but at one point there was this log. And so the only real way to go around it was really to crawl over it. And I forgot about my jacket being wrapped around my waist. And so it ended up tearing a hole, which I've already patched, but it was pretty significant and the down was coming out. And that morning I had literally looked at my patch repair kit and was like, oh, this will be fine. I don't need it today. So it's really important to have some sort of repair kit with you. So if your tent rips, your sleeping bag, your jacket, you have a way to repair it when you're out on the trail. So for a repair kit, I don't bring a whole roll of duct tape, but I'll wrap some around some sort of object that I'm bringing. I also bring a knife so I can cut the items. It's also good to have one in your first aid kit. Tenacious tape, it's a great thing. But with the tenacious tape, you might want to bring some rubbing alcohol just to clean the surface so it'll really apply well. Another really important thing to take out on the trail is actually layers and insulation. Insulation, like base layers, so bottom layer, a top layer. These things are good to have, and then it really helps kind of control your body heat. Also, because we're in Oregon or anywhere that the weather really changes, it's really good to think about bringing a rain layer. So rain jacket, rain pants, those are great options to have with you on the trail. So nutrition is super important. Basically, you're using your energy. And so when you're out on the trail, you're expending more than you would be when you're sitting at home. So it's really important to have some snacks with you. Depending on what you're doing, you might want to consider bringing extra just to have it on hand in case you do get hungrier than you think you are.
Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you tuning in to all of our stories, and we want you to have a safe and happy next wilderness adventure.